What's going on, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Stop the Count podcast. In this episode, we will be talking about the upcoming great UFC Fight Night card and also a little bit about the upcoming boxing card. Now, there is a boxing card being held in Detroit, Michigan, headlined by undisputed champion and what many seem to say the greatest woman fighter of all time, Clarissashields. She will be going up against Marciela Cornejo as her former opponent, Hannah Gabriels, tested positive for a banned substance. First, I will mention a prospect on the undercard. There really isn't much on this card, but Davell Smith is someone I will be keeping my eye on if I do watch this card. He is going up against another fellow unbeaten fighter, and we'll see how he's able to do. Now, I won't be breaking down the main event, as I'm pretty sure we all think and we all feel Clarissashields will come out on top. Next, I will be talking about the upcoming UFC Fight Night. I think this is an amazing card. There's a couple fights that I will be looking forward to watching. Probably the one I'm looking forward to the most is abubakarnurmagomedov going up against Alizao Zelensky dos Santos. This is going to be a very tough, hard fight for Abubakar. I won't be breaking it down, but most people think that Abubakar and the rest of the Dagestani style is boring, but that's the style I like to watch most. I find it very entertaining. I believe Abubakar will pull off the decision victory. It will not be easy by any means, but I believe Abubakar is so skilled. It's just we compare him to his younger cousins that it blinds us from seeing the kind of fighter he truly is. Next, Jaimemullarkey was supposed to be going up against guramkutateladze. Gurman has had to pull out of the fight due to an undisclosed injury. And Jaimemullarkey hasn't had an opponent named yet, although the UFC has said that they already have someone lined up for him. The next fight I'd like to mention is the 11th ranked flyweight, Tim Elliott going up against unranked Victoraltamirano. Victor recently had a pretty good fight in the San Antonio Fight Night card, but I think Tim's groundwork will be too much for him in this fight. Jared Gordon will also be fighting on this card against longtime veteran Jim Miller. Now for the main event, kaikarafrance versus amiralbazi. A great fight between two flyweight contenders, the respective 3rd and 7th ranked flyweights. I'll start off by talking about kaikarafrance. Kai has a record of 24 wins, 10 losses, and 1 no contest, with 14 of those wins being by finish, and he himself being finished 6 times as well. Now, in his last 6 fights, he has a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, with his latest fight being a stoppage loss to champion Brandon Moreno. Now, I see Kai as a very patient fighter who likes to keep his distance and tries to keep his opponents away with his strong leg kicks. Kai also does have real power for this weight class. Kai does at times get really aggressive and reckless, and that leads to him taking hard shots, but Kai is someone who doesn't really have the best defense, but he could really take a punch. The ground is not where Kai wants to be, but that's sure where his opponents want to take him. He does make it very hard for his opponents as he does have a good takedown defense. Kai does at times get really aggressive with the ground and pound, and that leaves him very vulnerable for submissions. Now, for his opponent, amiralbazi. Amir has a record of 16 wins, 1 loss, with 14 of those wins being by finish. His lone loss was by decision over 4 years ago. Now, in his short UFC career, he is currently undefeated at 4-0 with 3 wins coming by finish and 1 decision victory. Now, I see Amir as also being very patient to start. He's a very slow starter, and as the fight goes, he really starts to pressure his opponents. Amir also likes to show his opponents many feints. His footwork and management of range is very impressive. Amir does have a good stand-up game, but he's not a one-dimensional fighter. Amir always has his opponents thinking because at any moment he could shoot a takedown or get in a good clinch position. Amir doesn't try to force submissions. He's okay with racking up the control time and getting shots from the ground and pound. Amir has an effective jab he often uses. This is a very hard fight to pick as Amir is the better all-around fighter, but Kai is someone who has proven to be a tough out before. But for me, who I have winning this fight, I believe amiralbazi will win. He's just the more complete fighter to me. I believe he will be able to finish Kai. Adrian Broner is also fighting this weekend, and I don't really care about the card. I don't really care about Adrian Broner. He was a good boxer at one point in time, just not right now. For some transfer news, it now looks as if Milan have the free signing of Daichi Kamada wrapped up pending the medical coming next week. It's not official until then, so anything could happen. Milan is also closing in on the signing of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, not the player I would like to see, but it looks as if this transfer will be happening and he will be signing a long-term contract with Milan. The only thing left is for Milan to come to an agreement over the transfer fee with Chelsea for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. This information coming from Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio also stated that Benjaminpavard won't be signing a new deal with Bayern Munich as his current contract expires next year. Now, this is a player I would love to see playing for Milan. It is being rumored that Barcelona and Inter have very strong interest for this player, so hopefully Milan are able to complete this transfer. Thank you guys for staying until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter at StopTheCount10. See you guys next week as we talk about what went on in these fights. See you then.